is a beautiful, warm, almost spring feeling day in Prague, but we are actually leaving for a couple days to go way up north into the cold. We are going to Stockholm, Sweden. I have a friend that lived in Sweden for a couple of years and he's currently there right now. So we are actually meeting up with him and he's gonna show us around Stockholm on Saturday. We get there, today is Friday, at like 7 p.m. and then we leave on Monday morning at like very early in the morning. So it's going to be a short trip, but I'm sure we'll be able to jam lots of stuff into it. We made it to Sweden. I can't hear myself. Am I talking loud or no?
Yeah, speak up.
Okay. We're at the baggage claim. Never fly with congestion. That was some of the worst pain I have ever felt in my life. And now I feel like I'm underwater. Like I cannot hear at all. Let's hope that our bags make it. And then we've got to figure out how to get to the train to the central station and find our hotel. Hello, good morning. We are set to meet up with my friend Grayson in like 45 minutes and we are just headed out now for the day. I have no clue what we're going to do. Like I have no idea what the plans are, but I definitely want to see Old Town.
As we wandered around heading towards Gamlestan or Old Town, we randomly stumbled across the changing of the guards outside of the Royal Palace, which is what you're seeing here.
Styrkor och Kungliga Livregementets husarer, en officer, 2 specialistofficerare, 42 soldater. Åt höger, se!
After our short break from walking around, that was watching the changing of the guards, we continued to explore Old Town for a couple of hours before stopping into Cafe Gramunken for a hot chocolate and a cinnamon bun, of course, to combat the cold that is Stockholm, Sweden in early March.
So my friend is running a little bit late, so we decided to stop for some cinnamon buns and hot chocolate. Our international tour of hot chocolate continues.
After meeting up with my friend, he took us to a very busy tea room style bakery called Viete Katten, excuse my pronunciation. But we had shrimp sandwiches and princess cake before starting our crazy day running around all of the different sites in Stockholm, Sweden.
We had lunch, bought a metro ticket, and now we are back in Old Town, going to that town square again for the more grand reveal.
What's famous for you?
We got these black licorice things with salt on them. We are now headed to a cool overlook of the city.
This entire day was spent jumping around from one breathtaking view of Stockholm to the next, and we spent the entire time in awe at how beautifully Stockholm has embraced the new while still respecting the older styles, and despite the cold, we loved it.
Brayson keeps judging me every time I pull out the camera, but we're on another island right now with this cool church where a bunch of the royal family is buried.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
Redhead on, slipping
With
home.
my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh.
Okay, this is salted black licorice ice cream that Brayson had me try, and it was so good. 10 out of 10.
Bet the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just tweet your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
We have been wandering around, going into different shops. I got some souvenirs for me and my family, and then we just tried Swedish meatballs, and they were so good. I think we're pretty much done for the night, and then tomorrow we'll probably go to museums and do more. We are finished with our day. We're just waiting for our train to take us back to the hotel. I'm gonna watch a little show and peace out tonight. I'm gonna sleep so good. I should get all the talking done while I'm not with Brayson because he makes fun of me every time I pull up the camera. We are going to breakfast, and then he is going to church, and we're gonna probably come back here, and then we'll meet him later to go do a couple museums.
I tell everybody that will listen to me that the best food we had in Europe was in Sweden, and this meal is one that confirmed it for me. Best pancakes, best hot chocolate. We loved it.
We finished breakfast and headed back to the hotel while Brayson is out. Now we are going to the King's Garden, something to do, and then I guess there's a bridge with a cool view, so we'll see if we can get there. That'd be cool. Same cafe we went to yesterday for a little treat while we still wait for Brayson. This is a saffron bun, and then this is a cinnamon bun. And then hot chocolate, of course, even though I already had some today. Headed to a museum of an old boat.
Okay, so this museum is actually so cool. It's called the Vasa Museum, and this is an actual ship that sunk in 1628. And because of the properties of the Baltic Sea, the ship has been almost completely preserved in the water and was only taken out in 1961. It really is hard to understand the scale and size of this boat on camera, but it was literally like 4 stories tall and definitely worth a visit if you are in Stockholm.
Back in Old Town. Grayson wants some licorice for his family. I've heard of cinnamon before. I needed to try it. So here we are with the last 2.
After we enjoyed our semlar, Brayson was feeling a bit nostalgic about his time in Sweden as this was coming to the end of his trip, and he wanted to commemorate the last evening by going back to Stortorget, or the main square, and I'm sure I slaughtered that pronunciation.
Last look at the famous houses. Noah has.
Hey.
Soon after our time in the main square, we realized that the sun was setting, so we literally ran across the city to get a better view. And this will forever be a moment that I treasure and am nostalgic for. Spending the very last evening in Stockholm, watching the sunset across the world from where I'm from, with the love of my life and one of my very best, longest friends. I feel so lucky that I was able to experience this moment and all the moments I have.
Pretty sunset over there. I'm gonna drop my phone over the edge. Back to the lookout for last night sunset. The racing is taking us to see some cool like underground railway art. It looks like we're in a cave. So this is like their subway station, and it's just cool and so clean. Last night, after we watched the sunset, we wandered through the streets of Stockholm until we were able to find a place for dinner. It was only right that I have Swedish meatballs again. I was kind of hoping for some reindeer meat because I was seeing that in a lot of different places, but this restaurant we went to didn't have that, so I knew I'd be happy with the meatball. And then we came back for the night, and now we are headed to the airport. That was the fastest weekend I've ever had. But it was so much fun. Look how light it is outside at 6:45 in the morning. Stockholm is one of the cities that we see people up the earliest.